Hello, I'm on a bit of a different walk today. This place is called the Seda. Not sure what it means, but big long straight walking road that leads to another few towns. It's an absolutely beautiful day. Probably should have worn something to protect my neck. The sun is currently behind me and I will most likely get cooked. I wanted to do today's video a little bit differently. The last two videos that I did, just a lot of stream of consciousness, just me walking and talking. This one won't be too much different, but I kind of gave myself some pointers, some guidance of things that I wanted to cover, and I will be cutting this video at different points so that specific points are covered throughout. I've been thinking a lot about, over the last couple of weeks, how to approach what I want to do, what tools I want to use, what VSTs, the general kind of vibe or aesthetic. Started with effects, just weird one-shots, as weird as possible, just layering loads of different things and different kind of reverse effects and pitching things different ways, putting as much kind of like destructive effects I could on something and just recording loads of different ways and then just going through and chopping up big long samples, and then just trying to figure out like the best kind of naming format, the best, most efficient way to kind of go through stuff, and then with quality control, kind of letting things settle, taking my time. That was something I noticed at the beginning. It was like I was rushing, thinking like, oh, I need to just get loads done. But I don't think sample packs that are rushed do very well. I think they take time. And one big thing something that Kashmir mentioned in one of the podcasts he was on, possibly the Producer School, can't remember the specific name of the YouTube channel, but said like that sample packs are tools for problem solving. Someone has a problem with a track, they need some 808s, this pack will resolve that, this kind of thing. So with effects, I love glitchiness, I love weirdness, I love things that sound just like out of this world. It's always a big, any kind of sci-fi movies that really went hard on sound design really stood out to me. Mainly it's the sound design that I listen for. And so yeah, I've done, I think, between 60 and 101 shots so far. I kind of want to divide the pack up. The intention is to do 1,000 effect samples for free giveaway. Just sign up with your name and email. And just going to cut the video here and talk about a different point. So I think some of the tools that I'll use, obviously Serum 2, it's quite trending at the moment, and I can see why I opened it up for the first time yesterday and just flicked through some of the factory presets. And I could just instantly tell, because of the multiple layering, multiple oscillators, and then like the sampler within it as well, the sounds just sound like almost like ready out of the box. The sound really so much depth and layers to it that they really did a good job. Really did. Something that I'm going to spend some time over the next maybe couple of years using. And then there's Diva. Diva is one that I've liked for a really long time. I wanted for a really long time. Bit the bullet and made the purchase a couple of weeks back. really, really cool sound out of that thing. It seems like lots of it's kind of used maybe in kind of like the techno industry more than others. But that's an assumption on my part, but it's very good at arps, and yeah, it has a real kind of authentic organic sound to it. Very good for organic sounding stuff. So another question I wrote down was what's actually moving the needle? What's moving the business forward, or what's creating a time sink? And it's something that I'm struggling with a bit. Obviously I'm doing the vlogging, the hiking, the podcast last night. I did a podcast with Brian, and just generally communicating with people about this kind of stuff. Something that stood out to me is how planning is like the best form of procrastination. I think I said that last night to Brian. Hola. Said it last night to Brian, and it definitely something I'm guilty of, just like watching another YouTube video to feel as though I'm achieving something in the direction rather than like doing the sound design. It's been difficult to set a deadline. What's going on with the camera? So there's quite a learning curve with e-commerce and Shopify as a whole. Learning the ins and outs of Shopify, it's fairly straightforward, but understanding funnels in e-commerce, something I've bought a few books on it. One that was recommended by Stephen Cymatic's Influence. It's very interesting, very, very interesting. Only gotten through the first couple of chapters now, but it's definitely something I'm going to discuss as I move further through this journey. Also bought a book on Amazon off digital marketing, off Amazon on digital marketing, by a man named Michael Wu, and it says advanced, but as I've went through it so far, it just seems kind of, I think maybe that's just another marketing ploy, like this is for people who know what they're doing, so you buy it and it's fairly basic stuff. My goal is essentially to provide value, build trust, be authentic, build a community, foster well-being, mental health, hopefully cultivate my own well-being and mental health. That's why I go on these hikes and do these talks, and also the podcast. A lot of vulnerability, there's a lot of insight into people's lives, into their heads, also into mine. A lot of it comes across maybe as not safe for work. They all have our histories, and being artists, maybe especially where I come from, in the nightlife, there can be a lot of consumption and a lot of depression and a lot of highs and lows, and I think it's important to open up about that. Something I want to discuss also is equipment. I'm pretty happy with my camera quality, but I suppose you can probably notice now it's quite windy where I'm at, and I know DJI do really good like remote microphones, little ones that clip on here. I think is it the not DJI, sorry, Rode Go. I think that's what it's called. They also have the little muffler things on it so that the wind won't create lots of low end and problems in the audio, because I know it can be quite fatiguing listening to something if there's lots of wind. Also getting a camera, getting a good microphone for doing the in-studio recordings. The studio currently is in my bedroom. I did have one before in my last house, but where I'm living now is a one-bedroom apartment, and I'm pretty happy with it, but filling it with more equipment might be a bit of an issue, but I'm going to do it. Just need to find the right camera, I need to find the right clamps, I need to find the right microphone. There's lots of guides on YouTube as to what to get. I just want to make sure if I invest in something that it's something that I can use in multiple ways over the next 5-10 years, so I can work with the equipment to earn back, essentially. So Brian's podcast last night, really interesting to discuss stuff with Brian. Brian's currently in college, doing his, what do you call it exactly? Music college, getting his grades. I think he got his grade 6 in vocals recently. Wow, loads of butterflies. Holy shit. This place is so beautiful. I'm not sure if I'm meant to be here though. Hopefully there's no bulls. That's like a rising there. Very beautiful. So nice. I think this is locked to me. There we go. So, Brian's podcast is brilliant. We discussed his musical journey, what it was like starting out for him when he was a kid, singing with his family, his emo stages, which I can relate to. I had much of the same, where I was, I suppose you could say, the scuds and the Kerrang days. And then there was just like mental health and well-being, and Brian's quite a spiritual person, got a depth to his personality. We've always gotten on very well, and lots of great late night chats about existence and well-being and points of view. So as you can say, me and Brian are two very different but very the same people in many ways. And so I'm looking forward to putting that episode out, and hopefully I can get him board and possibly do some recording for some sample packs at some point. He's very busy with college and stuff now, so it'll probably be something for in the future. For anyone who's actually gotten this far and listening, I really appreciate it. As much as to be honest, the main reason that I'm doing all this is for myself. It's to give myself kind of a mission, something extra to do with my life. Trying to make change, trying to create something new. And since I've really made the jump into this, I've woken up with quite I feel like I have energy behind me. It's nice. I think the sun also really helps. It was raining a lot for the last couple of weeks, and as soon as the sun came out, I was time to go hiking. I'm in a really beautiful place with lots of beautiful scenery, lots of nature. The birds, listen to the birds, I love it. It's so good, it's so good. So many animals everywhere, lots of rivers, so peaceful. Please leave a like and a comment, and any feedback you have. If you're liking the drone footage, if you want me to cut things down more, edit things a bit more, be more concise in my speech. While it is a vlog or vlog, whatever people call it, I do want to, with time, make the production value higher. Don't want to spend too much of my time at this stage on making the videos overly edited. I think it's better consistency and quantity, being authentic. I also think I might get some like little camping tools and sit down in the forest, maybe make some tea or cook some food, have a little bit of a picnic for myself as I'm going through it. Also, I want to create lists of questions, of things to go through, maybe give examples of the work, advertise some of the content that I'm actually creating within these videos. Just kind of figure it out as I go along. That's the whole idea of all of this, is to learn, educate, create a community, and not to try and come across like I'm the expert, because I'm certainly not an expert at anything. Very windy here as I'm under a bridge. I just spotted a really beautiful waterfall. Be careful where I'm going now. There's some cliffs alongside me. So last night during Brian's podcast episode, like I said, I was tired. I had a long day, and didn't feel as enthusiastic as I had the night before. I'd been up until 3 o'clock in the morning the night before recording with my good friend Ben, and we discussed a lot of personal stuff, Brian's journey, lots of insights into his mind, how his creative process, what inspired him, what kind of brought him into the music world, lots of music and singers in his family. Spot of a beautiful waterfall. So don't swim. It's quite dangerous. I'm going to record some B-roll here. I'll put in I need to remember to speak up when I'm near all this running water. So I shall so yeah, what's moving the needle, what's getting things actually done. I'm trying to approach the whole business model differently than just making packs, making ads, advertising, and trying to make long form content like this vlogging to document the journey, be repurposed into reels. Also the podcast, ways of making connections with people, getting to know old friends better, getting to know new people, and these people that I'm interviewing also, hoping that we can collaborate in some sense on packs. So maybe I'm not sitting down and designing packs every day just yet, but the content and the ideas are being moved forward every day. There was a couple of weeks ago, the website got built, foundation is there, emails, social media is all put together. Been in contact with the designer to upgrade the website and upgrade the logo and all this kind of stuff. And I realized that if I just concentrated on image, it might get in the way of me actually getting something done. So I'm just looking here, seeing if I can. Finca privada, Rio del Paso. Okay, don't go that way. That's what it means. So yes, I spoke to Ben about possibly jumping on and doing a pack, to see how it goes. And so he sent me some information, kind of what he had planned on doing, and I've done quite a bit of that myself in terms of making plans. And they can be quite grandiose. It'd be like, okay, the pack is like this, it's going to sound like this, it's going to do this. But it's like small, achievable goals. Design 10 kick drums, design 10 snares, design 10 hats, design 10 rides, so on and so forth. And making sure that they're original, it's not lazy, it sounds good, that it's something that you would actually use. So that's kind of the point, is that it's trying to solve a problem. And when you make a sample pack, it's essentially a toolkit for yourself and your own music, you know? So that's the approach I'm trying to take. Like, what do I need more of in my music? And I think rises and impacts, downshifters, this kind of thing is what I need. So yeah, I believe that the needle is actually being moved by what I'm doing, maybe more so now than in the past couple of weeks. And it's something I'm very happy with. Getting some support from my friends in the podcast, which is nice. So in terms of the other tools of VSTs I'll be using, big fan of the Valhalla stuff. Valhalla Supermassive. I think that's what it's called. It just creates clouds of effects in delay, and it's just really good for this kind of thing. A bit cheap, I suppose. And there's Portal, Thermal, and Movement by Arcade, I believe. That just makes things sound very different, gives a lot of movement and clouds of delay, just like the Valhalla Supermassive. And yeah, then it's just a process of just resampling, recycling. So yeah, I want to do like 100 one-shots, 100 risers, 100 impacts, 100 down lifters, 100 uplifters. I suppose you could say that they're similar in the sense of the risers and impacts, but I think I kind of look at it in terms of like they're kind of more subby, a bit more whiny. And then maybe 1,000 is it too much? Too much, maybe just 500. There's probably some kind of different types of samples that I'm missing now that I'm not thinking of. So yeah, the intention, 500 samples for free upon sign up. And then you'd start working through figuring out the automated newsletters to be able to send out to the people who've subscribed. I receive a lot of them from different sample pack websites that I've purchased from before, and a lot of them are, I don't know, feels like kind of abusive, or maybe just like too much, not really providing much value, just like please buy something, and I'm hoping that I can actually provide some value and not come across like overly spammy.